We are back. Welcome back to our channel, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're nearly there. It's almost the weekend. We can do this.
So today we put a call out on our social medias because it's all well and good talking about our haunted house, but we want to know about your spooky experiences.
I love doing videos like this, mainly because I really feel like it brings us all together. I love to know that I'm not the only one experiencing things that we experience. And also, it's so much fun to hear your stories.
Exactly, and it's really interesting to see how everyone experiences things so differently.
Yet very similarly.
Yeah, exactly that. But before we get into the video, be sure to get yourself a brew.
Turn off the lights.
And let's get into your spooky stories. Makes a nice change. Just a quick disclaimer, there were a lot of stories that came in. And I mean, there was easily 50,000 stories. No word of a lie. I mean,
somewhat of an exaggeration.
Hyperbole.
Yes, spelled hyperbole.
Yes. So what we're going to do, we're going to do 5 stories in this video, and then next week we'll do some more stories that we got as well. So
we got so many and they're really good.
They're all so good. So we want to get through as many as we can. So yeah, we're going to spread this across 2 videos.
Okay, first story. Do you want to read it?
Go for it.
Go on then.
I do have a weird story. When I was a kid, I used to have my room in front of the stairs, in brackets. So when you walk up, you will see my room. I hated the 14th of the month. Here is why. Every 14th of the month, when I was laying in my bed, I used to hear strange noises at the stairs.
Oh, that's weird.
When I looked at the stairs, I saw something climbing up the stairs on hands and knees. Literally crawling. That's mad.
That's a demon, surely.
It didn't have a face. It would just breathe really loud. You ever watched Insidious?
Yes.
It's like that film, you know? I can't get that out of my head now. When it climbed up, it would just stand in my room for a while. At one point, my dad would go upstairs with me when I would go to sleep, and he would sit in my room waiting till I was sleeping.
Oh.
That's a good dad, that is. Dad of the Year award. When we moved, they were 11 years old, I never experienced anything like that. Not sure if it's paranormal or just a weird child brain.
Weird. But I think, there's the different shadow people. Isn't there one that crawls and stuff?
Oh, I didn't know, but that...
Ooh.
It's giving me the heebie-jeebies, that. I'm not down like that. Ooh. Can you imagine? Seeing it crawl up the stairs, but no face.
Ooh. Where was it breathing from? Its butthole. When I was about 12 years old, I went to visit a family member in Newcastle for a week during the summer holidays.
Way up the tune.
I stayed in the spare room, and every night I could feel something was watching me from the side of the wardrobe where it was the darkest part of the room. And so I would pull the duvet over my head and try to sleep. That's sensible.
That's a good way to go about things.
One night I was fed up of winding myself up every night and tried to convince myself that I was imagining that something was watching me. I plucked up the courage, good on you, to talk to whatever I thought had been watching me every night and said, if there's someone there, then hit the mattress straight after I do. And it did. Straight away.
I'll be out of there like a shot. You best believe I'm bolting.
I've never hid under the duvet so fast. It was such a strong and dark feeling of being... Did you hear the door handle?
I could hear it. It's like a...
It was such a strong and dark feeling of being watched, and with the response to my movement. I'm 27 now, and it's a feeling that stayed with me ever since that I'd never want to experience again. I still experience paranormal things, but nothing as horrible as feeling that.
That's terrifying.
Imagine that, because that's right on your bed.
Yeah. Do you remember that time we did that paranormal investigation that we did the knocks? And that was the first time we'd ever tried that.
And there was responses.
That shook me up because I was like, it was clearly comprehending what was happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was responding.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
it's one thing to talk through a spirit box. It's another thing to
get a response.
Rat-a-tat-tat. Mad times. My crazy encounter was when I was 6 years old. I noticed I could see the dead and talk to them.
Oh my God.
When are you going to realise this?
That is amazing.
When are you going to realise this?
Shut up, Ben.
I saw a naked woman walking in and out of my room. I thought it was my mum at one point.
Why, you're such a child. Oh my God, we've all got a body.
But she looked so similar but different hair and face shape. She always walked out of my room backwards, staring at me.
What?
The last time I saw her, I could see her skeleton and she stood at my door staring at me.
Whoa.
That's not okay.
Whoa.
That's not okay.
Oh, that's weird.
My TV then turned on, and back then the TVs would fizz black and white, and it turned on by itself, and from that day on I always remember it.
Oh my God, I remember when TVs had to do that. It was almost like they had to like warm up and then...
The amount of people that have sent us a message saying that their TVs would just randomly turn on, like, it seems like a really common thing to happen.
Well, maybe because they're electrical.
It's like easy to manipulate.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's a really easy way to communicate as well.
Let us know what you think. So, this one's quite nice. This one says, "Hi, Lainey and Ben. I've been following you for a few months now after seeing a few clips of your experiences on YouTube, and I instantly froze because there were elements of what you experienced that brought back a lot of memories to a very bizarre and, quite frankly, petrifying experience I had a good 8 or 9 years ago."
Ooh.
What a cool way to start.
This has intrigued me.
Pray tell. I used to work in a Topshop and Topman store in Sutton. The shop had offices above it that we had access to. The offices were no longer in use, but the really bizarre thing was it looked as if the offices had been abandoned in a hurry. People's notepads, coats, shoes, equipment, etc. were still up there.
That literally sounds like, have you ever watched like a film where like they've got to like just
like a zombie
ditch everything?
apocalypse?
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. There was always a strange feeling when you were there. Before any paranormal activity happened, I always ran down the corridor towards the staff room or stock room if I was alone or if it was dark. When I was in the office doing admin work, I would often find myself having the weirdest daydream that a guy was standing behind me, leaning towards me, swearing and shouting his head off. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It was the most unsettling feeling being there. The energy did not feel good. I reckon you were like, that was a psychic, you were linking in psychically there.
I reckon you were haunted by a Karen.
No, it was a man.
Kev.
Okay.
Male Karen's a Kev.
One day, I met a medium through a friend who picked up quite a few interesting things about me that he could never have known. We ended up talking about my job and he was instantly concerned and felt there were 2 very angry spirits that were not nice men at all. He also picked up that they were homophobic, which was interesting, as my colleague at the time was gay. Ooh. He told me to go to work and confidently say, "Go to the light," to throw them off sometimes, which I did, not really knowing what I was doing.
Fair enough. Something
changed after the meeting with the medium. I was extremely frightened, and it felt like they were feeding off the fact that I was frightened. One night, my colleague I mentioned earlier and a couple of other members of staff were in the store doing a night shift for stock replenishment. My colleague was on a ladder in the stock room when a pair of scissors came flying by his face and hit the wall next to him. He was understandably angry and shocked and checked to see who had thrown the scissors, but they discovered that the other members of staff weren't even in the stock room at that point.
Oh.
After this moment, the activity massively ramped up. These poltergeists were not nice, like your lovely Dave. They would throw objects at you randomly as you were walking down the corridor. Once one of the members of staff was sadly hit by a locker that wasn't attached to the wall. It violently flung over and hit her.
This is mad. You got a mad spirit.
We used to have these hanging strip lights which would randomly come flying off the chain and would hit my colleague. The poltergeist also loved to turn the electricity off in the middle of the day when we were so busy in the store. We would have to quickly usher customers out and then get a torch to go to the panel to flick the switches back on. The poltergeist would often throw stuff at us on the way in the dark.
Could you imagine trying to tell your bosses about this?
Imagine being like, oh my God, I've got to go in with my torch, I've got to put the electricity back on, and I know that there's going to be frigging projectiles coming at me, and I've got to get this done because there's customers waiting to get back in the shop to pay for things.
Could you imagine, like, how do you explain that to the customers? Right, sorry guys, you're all going to have to leave because our resident, our ghost is being a bit of a dick. You need you know when you got the fire alarm and everyone escapes, you need the poltergeist alarm?
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters theme tune comes on.
We would also hear its footsteps around us. It would scratch the walls around us. And if you were ever showing signs of distress or crying, you would hear a strange laughing, taunting sound. That's like enjoying somebody's pain, isn't it?
Yeah.
There were so many experiences. I know I've missed out many. One of the most scariest things it would do is write "get out" on just about anything it could. It would scratch it on material. For example, the locker that hit the member of staff, when we lifted it off her, it had scratched "get out" on the metal.
That's a sign, that is. I think they're trying to tell you something.
If it ever had access to a pen or paint, it would use that to write it as well. I've never in my life experienced anything like that before or after, thankfully. I still can't watch your videos at night or alone because as much as it interests me, and although your experience is lovely, it triggers the memory of what I experienced. I completely get that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Because the poltergeist kept breaking things in the store, head office got involved. Understandably, they thought we were all bonkers, so nothing was done about it.
This is what I was thinking. Like,
oh my God, this is why we didn't share our story for years.
But like, imagine going, like, your head office being like, right, where's all our stock going? And you're like, funny story that. Well, let me tell you.
We had to write that off because that got drawn on, and we had to.
That piece of clothing, yeah, used as a sign.
Got yeeted across. It's crazy. I fell ill while I was there and used that as my excuse as to why I was leaving. But honestly, I left because I was so scared I couldn't cope. I couldn't sleep alone anymore. I would sometimes go days with about only 1 to 2 hours sleep. That is so sad. I was so worried it would follow me home. Sometimes I pinch myself when I think back to that experience. At the time, I couldn't find much out about the history of that building, but sending you this message has prompted me to do some research again.
Yes, here we go.
Oh, let us know. Let us know. Thank you for sharing your content. It's slowly teaching me not to be so fearful of the unknown, and not all spirit encounters are evil. That is so lovely that you've learned that from what we share. That means so much.
Dave's a good old boy.
Don't apologise for it being a long message, by the way. I've just read that. We are so grateful, so thank you.
It's a wicked story.
That was the building, and the top windows above the top shop sign were where the abandoned offices were, but I've had a look online. I can't seem to find much out about the history of the building, unfortunately. That just screams for paranormal investigation. Who's coming with us?
Who's going with you?
You're like tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed my way out of this video. Right, last story for today's video. Let's go out with a bang, baby. I grew up in a haunted house in North Hollywood, California. Already a good start. You've already got your setting. You got your setting for the next Conjuring. We're all good. My grandparents bought the house in the 60s, and the gentleman that lived there from the 30s until his passing passed away in the bedroom that I slept in.
Oh, God.
Right, that just sets the scene. That is screaming to
already
be haunted.
This could be a movie.
Yeah. I absolutely hated that bedroom and wouldn't sleep in it for more than a couple of hours. I would crawl from my bedroom through the den/living area to my grandparents' room, all the while hearing the wooden back door slamming shut, even though it was locked with an alarm.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I would wake up with this old man staring down at me and footsteps in the hallways, a tall shadow figure standing in my doorway when my grandparents weren't home.
It's the old man like, what are you doing in my house?
Astral projecting in my bedroom until I moved out of it completely.
Whoa.
I used to think I was dreaming, but you know when you're awake and it for sure being haunted.
Whoa!
You.
That was cool.
You're haunted. Were. Like, oh, that's terrifying, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say we definitely went out with a bit of a boom bang. I hope Dave hasn't got any ideas from what we've just said. Like, if he ever thinks about any danger of Dave doing anything like that, I swear to God, I'm getting a priest in. So, those have been some of your haunted stories, and
they did not disappoint.
No, you guys never do, to be fair, and it is really warming to know that, like, we're not the only ones going through this stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But the weirdest part is, right, I never knew it was as common as it is to be haunted.
Same. And also, one thing that's, like, that I've learned from this, you don't fully believe until you've experienced it yourself.
I completely agree.
And like, when you've experienced something like this yourself, it doesn't matter what someone says to you they've experienced, you can believe them, because it's what you've experienced is so crazy and like it seems so unreal that it actually
is real.
And it's real, like you just believe them.
I completely agree, but thank you everyone for sending us your incredible stories. Be sure to check out next Thursday's video, because next Thursday is going to be more of your creepy stories, because we had so many good ones that we felt like we had to honour them. But to the people who have sent your stories in and got read out today, we are so grateful.
Thank you for sharing them.
If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop it a like, subscribe and tickle my little bell while you're at it to get notified whenever we upload.
Creepy fucker. Come and find us on our social medias. We've got Twitter, TikTok, Facebook and Instagram. Come and join us over there. We would love to chat and hear from you. All that's left to say now is thank you so much for watching. We appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people. And yeah.
Peace.